coming in. China has put a hold on a proposal moved at the United Nations by the US and co-supported by India to designated Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist Sajid Mir. In fact, he's one of India's most wanted terrorists and the main handler of the deadly 2008 Mumbai attacks as a global terrorist. It is learned that Beijing put a hold on Thursday on the proposal moved by the US and co-designated by India to blacklist Mir under the 1267 Al-Qaeda Sanctions Committee of the UN Security Council as a global terrorist and subject him to assets freeze, travel ban and arms embargo. Now, this is the big news that is coming in, that China has put a hold on the proposal at UN to blacklist 2611 LET handler Sajid Mir. Now, remember, Mir is one of India's most wanted terrorists and has a bounty of USD 5 million placed on his head by the US for his role in the 2611 Mumbai terror attacks. In fact, in June earlier this year, he was jailed for over 15 years in a terror financing case by an anti-terrorism court in Pakistan, which is still struggling to exit the grey list of the FATF. For more information on this, we're joined in by our executive editor, Niranjan, on the phone lines with us. Niranjan, we understand that China has put a hold on the proposal at UN to blacklist 2611 LET handler Sajid Mir. How do we make sense of this move right now?
Well, this is a part of the Chinese plan. But even in the past, there have been different times when Pakistan is, terrorists who are wanted or linked to attacks in India, they have tried to sort of put a hold on that in the past. And now China, in its latest move, has put a hold on a proposal moved at the UN. And this time, the proposal was moved by the US. It was co-supported by India. And this was to designate Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist Sajid Mir. Sajid Mir was one of the terrorists who planned the 2008 attack. Very few pictures are available of this terrorist called Sajid Mir. We wanted to designate him as a global terrorist along with America. And it is learned that last evening, China put a hold on the proposal moved by America and co-designated by India to blacklist Sajid Mir under 1267 Al-Qaeda Sanctions Committee of the UN Security Council as a global terrorist, and also subjected him to assets freeze, travel ban and arms embargo. All of that has now been put on hold.
All right, Niranjan, also in terms of this particular fact that he was jailed for over 15 years as well, and in fact, he's one of the most wanted terrorists in the 2611 attacks as well. So how do we look at that now, considering the fact that, like you stated, US had proposed this and India had co-supported it? So how do we look at this move?
Well, this is in terms of India's interest. One more thing that we need to consider and we can't ignore is that it was done on a day when the Prime Minister came face to face with Xi Jinping. So obviously the messaging is there, and I think it's evident. The messaging is evident from China. That's the most significant takeaway. Because if China did this on a day, knowing well aware that the Prime Minister of India was going to be there at the SCO summit along with Xi Jinping, and of course the Pakistan Prime Minister was also going to be there. So the larger message here that is being sent out by China is that they will do anything to back their all-weather friend Pakistan or anybody linked to Pakistan, because Sajid Mir is directly linked to Pakistan. He's one of India's most wanted terrorists. He carried a bounty of about $5 million on his head for the 2611 terror attacks. Pakistan itself is involved in this blame game on Masood Azhar. So while all of that, plays out on the sidelines, the fact that China has gone on to block such a move to designate Sajid Mir a global terrorist, they've tried to put a hold on the proposal of the United Nations. And I think that's the big message going out, because all of yesterday and the days preceding yesterday, we had a debate about where Lashkar-e-Toiba, where Masood Azhar was. And you had Pakistan blaming Afghanistan, Afghanistan blaming Pakistan. So while this blame game is on, I think China has just stepped in for Pakistan here once more to do them a favor. The United Nations to stop Sajid Mir from being labelled a global terrorist. Sajid Mir himself, there is no doubt about his Pakistani antecedents. He's a member of Lashkar-e-Toiba, and he was the Lashkar's operations manager for the attack. And he played a lead role in executing, planning, preparing for this attack. Something that even America has confirmed. American, the State Department in the U.S. has gone on to, document his role. And similarly, just to tell you, it's not the first time that China has done this. They've done this in the past to hold a proposal by the U.S. and India again to blacklist Abdul Rauf Azhar, who is a brother of Masood Azhar, who, of course, they have backed in the past. So this is perhaps the third or fourth terrorist that they've tried to shield for some reason. And they've repeatedly put holds on listings to blacklist Pakistan-based terrorists under Sanctions Committee. For some reason, they want to shield terrorists, which is very, very bizarre. So I think at a time when, the Prime Minister was there and everyone spoke about global cooperation, China essentially sending out a message to India saying that they will back terror and they will stand with Pakistan. And when the Prime Minister was there, I think these are indications that it will take a long time before India and China relationship can normalize ever again.
All right, Niranjan, thank you so much for getting us all those details. This, of course, being on China putting a hold on the proposal at UN to blacklist the 2611 LET handler Sajid Mir. But moving on to other news now, we're getting in visuals from Uri sector of Baramulla area, where they're holding training for the Agnipath aspirants in remote areas of Baramulla in North Kashmir. Take a look.
घूम जाओ हाँ ठीक है
जम्मू कश्मीर ठीक है उसके बाद याद रखना